What's good, YouTube? Your boy is back. I'm just gonna give you guys some updates on my spiritual journey, as well as my health, as well as some upcoming projects that I've got going on, some that I've completed. It's been a while since I've been with you guys. I hope everybody is well that follows me and watches. Um, I am in the process. First, I want to share my new children's book with you guys, The Boy in the Mirror. This is a book that I created. Basically, this book is about the common experience that many of us as feminine, gender neutral, as well as queer individuals face, growing up. As young boys, there are certain things that, many people deem as being too feminine for a little boy to do. It kind of puts you in the mind of, like the argument that they had, on social media about whether or not, young boys should play with kitchen sets. And everybody knows some of the greatest chefs become men. You know what I mean? And I've heard stories from the kindergarten teachers where they say, boys are usually the first ones that run to the kitchen sets when it's time to play. So it's a story of courage. It's a story, indicating, basically the bullying aspect that we go through. Um, a lot of parents, they don't know how to properly, deal with their young boys when they have these issues going on. They don't know what to do, especially single mothers. A lot of them really don't know what to do, or how to guide their child, through this process. But this story, um, this is a book that I created. It is based on my experience, but it is fictional. It's a story about a boy named Lavelle. Basically, you're going to go through a journey with him as he goes to school and learn courage from the people in his life on how to deal with his bully, how to love himself. I named it The Boy in the Mirror because basically that is the lesson that Lavelle has to learn. He has to learn how to view himself, how to take the pressures away from how everyone else views him and who everyone else says he is, and to develop his own sense of self. So that's what The Boy in the Mirror is about. It is available on Amazon as well as Kindle. If you have Kindle Unlimited, you can actually read the book for free before you decide to purchase. The book is $11 online as well. So if you would like a copy of The Boy in the Mirror, my first children's book, illustrated and written by me, if you guys would like a copy of that, you can find the link in the description box. So, updates. Okay, so my HIV journey, I want to update you guys on that. My health has been, it's been good, for the most part. I do battle with fatigue. I do battle with, the kind of get up and go that I used to have. I no longer necessarily have that. I have to kind of pace myself. I have to be very careful about how I go about my day and the things that I do. There's still certain habits that I have to break as far as my eating, as well as smoking. I also have to work on those things. But for the most part, my health has been pretty good. Um, I'm gaining weight, you know. It's kind of a good thing, but it's, I still have to moderate it and keep myself together. But I still want to encourage anybody out there who has HIV, keep going, keep fighting for your health. It is cold and flu season. Be very careful. Everybody's getting the flu, all type of sicknesses. As you guys know, we've had, this issue with, the whole sickness that just took over the whole world. We already know what that is. I'm not going to mention the name of it, but it is what it is, you guys. It's just some things that I've been realizing about this world. I actually I applied for disability due to the fact that I don't feel safe to go back on the workforce, and I've been full time with my art, creating art now for, I want to say, 2 years, about 2 years full time now. And one of the reasons why I made that decision was because I knew, that I didn't want anybody to be a risk to me, and I didn't want to be a risk to anyone else. But it just so happens that the Most High worked it out. You know what I mean? I've been able to maintain, and it's been an eye opener. It has really been an eye opener. I want anybody out there who may be discouraged or feel like they can't, do what they love to do full time, take the necessary time to take that leap of faith. At least take the leap. You know what I mean? Don't, be in survival mode all the time, you guys. We're in a time in this country right now where people are actually starting to realize that none of those things matter. We can spin our wheels and we can work our fingers to the bone, and in a split second we can lose it all. Getting laid off from a job, you can lose it all. Half of the things that we work so hard for, we don't even own. You know what I mean? And my personal experience, I have people in my family, my uncles, I've seen them work hard, work for, companies for almost 40 years, close to 40 years now. And when their health began to fail, they weren't able to get disability, and it became difficult for them to retire. I just look at it, and that's one thing about the older generation. They're gonna hold on to a job, especially if that job is treating them well. In this new generation, though, it seems as though we're the ones that's realizing that there's some things that we can work on. We can switch some things up. You know what I mean? And I do see a change from a spiritual aspect. I do see a change coming in this world. Um, Whether or not that change is for the better, you know, that's questionable. That's questionable. But chosen ones, those of y'all that are chosen, that are given a divine assignment, carry your assignment out. We don't know when our last day is. We don't know when we're gonna leave here. Just like I stated in my last video, we have to keep the Most High in our life. When we don't keep the Most High in our life, we will be tossed to and fro. You know what I mean? So it is very important at this time that we maintain our spiritual health as well as our physical health. And I just wanted to kind of update you guys on that. I'm happy. I'm single. I am single until I meet something of substance. And one of the things that I've learned from my last relationship is that you can't put a price on love. And if a person is willing to leave you because you lack money, or because you haven't reached their level of money making, if you will, um some people will leave you because of that. I'm realizing in this world right now that when it comes to a lot of things with relationships, a codependency. Most people these days, they only want to do something for you if they're getting something in return. And what's happening is, it's taken away from the cheer of giving. The word says, the scripture says, when you give to a person, you be a cheerful giver. You don't give with resentment, or you don't give with the idea that, oh well, I'm going to get something on the tail end of that, because see, that's not true giving. And I think we're all ever evolving, we're all growing. But I am definitely noticing, I'm just noticing right now, my third eye is wide open. I'm seeing so many things that's going on in this world right now. And man, playtime over with, child. Playtime is over with, honey. Playtime is over with. If you haven't gotten on your spiritual journey, I'll say it again. Get on your spiritual journeys. Clean it up. Clean y'all acts up. You know what I'm saying? Especially us as chosen ones, we're not going to be able to get the full manifestation of what we want until we purge ourselves of things and people that no longer serve us. So it's very important that we do that, you guys. We got to stay encouraged. This can be a lonely journey, but we got this. You know what I'm saying? We got this, and the Most High got us. You know what I mean? We are ambassadors for the Most High. We may not be all the way perfect, but we are doing what we have to do. Um, there's a sense of autonomy that is needed for a lot of us at this time as well. Um, the warning signs are there, you guys. I'm a firm believer that this, when the Most High gets ready to do what He's gonna do, there's only so much preparation you're gonna be able to take in the physical. So if you can't prepare physically and stock up and do all the necessary prepping that a lot of people are doing, at least be right on the inside, baby. At least be get yourself cleaned up on the inside, because this life gonna fade soon, this body gonna fade soon, and all that's gonna be left is that good old soul of yours. So don't lose it. Don't lose it. I don't care how hard. I don't care how much your back is up against the wall. Y'all prayer is everything. Y'all relationship with the Most High is everything. I'm telling you, I've been in such bliss, y'all, this year and last year. Like, even with everything that I was going through, there's a certain smile, when you, and I noticed that. It's like I used to always be very optimistic and happy go lucky and that sort of thing. But the thing about it, y'all, life will beat you down. But see, one of the tricks of the enemy is he wants to beat you down to such a degree where you become like him. You become despondent. You become um, lethargic to doing the right thing. Um, even in the gay community, like I'm even seeing a lot of gays. And it's weird now. A lot of gays these days are saying they don't want to be gay no more. This gay lifestyle ain't it. Yada yada yada. And it's just funny to watch because you guys, oh, I could get deep into this, but when it comes to this unique way of life and this what we have going on here, um, it's very important to know yourself. And it's like I say, if you don't have that relationship with the Most High, it's gonna be difficult for you to be able to put into terms and explain why you are the way you are. We can depend on science, we can depend on our governments to define it and regulate rules and stuff for us. But guess what? Ultimately, it's up to us, y'all. Ultimately, it's up to us. If you know that this is who you are, this is who you've always been, you know, can't nobody necessarily judge you but the Most High God. Some of us knew that we had an attraction to men since we were about 4 years old. For me, at least, 4 years old. Because that's as long as I can remember. I remember my deeds also during that time. But you guys, we got to stay strong. We got to stay strong. Send love to everybody, all of those that have misdone you. And if y'all look at my last video, I was frantic. I was in a state of actual. I felt so betrayed. But the Most High had me go through that for a reason. He had me go through it for a reason. It was, we also got to understand, and I always say, we don't war against each other. We don't war against flesh and blood. We war against, spiritual entities and rulers. Um, this is a war. This is a war for our souls out here. So I'm at a place in my life right now where I'm realizing that it may just be as simple as just taking your place. You understand what I'm saying? If you desire to go to heaven, if you believe in heaven, and you're shooting for that, guess what? It's gonna work out for you if indeed you do the work. And I don't believe that the Most High is gonna turn anybody away who has a true fervor to please Him. You know what I'm saying? We can't be people pleasers no more. Nope. We're not here to people please. We're not here to fit the mold. If you're chosen one, you're not gonna fit the mold, no matter how hard you try. So we got to cut all of that out. You know what I'm saying? We have to get to a place where we love upon us. We honor what God has given us to do, and we just allow people to go ahead and live and do what they're gonna do. Because guess what? We reap what we sow in this life, and a lot of us we don't necessarily get it until it's too late. I'm seeing all type of stuff going on. There's still this whole man versus woman thing, and you know what, and this is one of the issues that I'm gonna talk about on my podcast. I'm gonna do a podcast. I'm just trying to figure out which platform I'm gonna use, but I'm gonna deal with some of these issues because I've always said, the traditional marriage and what it means to have a traditional union, that has been lost in today's society. A lot of it is due to economics. We all know that we're in a hard time right now. So, to be a teammate with somebody, sometimes you're gonna both of y'all have to pull y'all weight. Period. In order for any relationship to work, that's how it goes. There has to be an equal, give and take. There has to be reciprocity. But only you define what that looks like for you. A lot of times we get into situations in relationships with people, we get our hearts involved with people way too quick before we realize where this person is lacking. If it depletes us when we try to pour that into them, that's not the person for us. If indeed they're not doing the work. See, we have to be equally yoked. Us as chosen one, we got to be very careful. These narcissists and these flying monkeys are everywhere. They're paying attention to us. They're coming into our lives wreaking havoc. And also what I'm noticing is that they have this savior complex. A lot of narcissists feel as though they've done us a service. They feel as though they taught us a lesson, and we're going to be better people because they came into our lives and turned our lives upside down. And to that I say, go straight down because honey, that ain't it. I'm gonna say this: the Most High has a divine plan for us all, and I know that and our lives are already written. But I will say this: I've walked myself into many situations that the Most High had absolutely nothing to do with. But like I always say, He brought me out. The Most High is the one who deserves the credit for this growth, not those who have misdone me, or mistreated me. And I need people to get out of this idea of that. Even with spirituality, that a lot of them put that out there too. But see, what y'all are starting to do is take accountability from these fuck boys and these fuck girls who really just out here trying to get what they can get and skedaddle, not caring about your heart, not caring about whether or not you in pain or anything like that. We got to be very careful. You know what I mean? We got to be very careful. Even in daily conversations with people, I'm noticing how some people just I'm picking. It's crazy. My vision is increased. I'm able to see people for who they are a lot of times before they even open their mouths, and it has nothing to do with judging a book by its cover. But as an empath, we pick up on people's energies really well. We see their spirit. We see that. You know what I'm saying? We feel it, and the Holy Spirit be directing us a lot of times too. And I'm coming into the realization also to be a little bit more graceful with people, just as the Most High has been graceful with me. The scripture say, "He who gives mercy will receive mercy." A lot of times we'll expect things from the Most High over our lives, but we're not putting that out into the universe. So we have to be careful. We got to be careful with that. I'm still learning to. A lot of people make it hard for you to love them. A lot of people make it difficult for you to have compassion for them because they're doing such horrible things. They just their minds are gone. I'm looking at a lot of people these days, and I'm just like, God, y'all minds are gone. Like, how is it that we've become so far removed from foundation, from having a divine relationship with with the Most High? Like, I'm a follower of Christ. I aim every day to have a heart like His, and to have a mind like His, and every day I have to pray for that renewal. You know what I mean? Christ brings that renewal. Christ walked this earth. People want to still think that He's some type of fable, but you know what? It is what it is. Where He works for me, there's no harm in Him. He works for me. Okay. And and I call on Him in my moments where I've found that I've lost myself. And Yeshua always finds his way back to me, and I always find my way back to Him, at least anyway. You know, we have to work with God, y'all. If we want the world to be a better place, we have to look within ourselves, which is another reason why I named this book "The Boy in the Mirror." You have to start with the man in the mirror, as Michael Jackson said. We have to start there. You got to start there. If you don't do the inner work for yourself, dig deep into who you are, you leave a door open for everybody else to dictate your life and tell you who you are. And in this time, this ain't the time to be following the crowd. This ain't the time to be listening to, be believing everything that you hear. You know, I'm also gonna deal with some issues on my podcast, a little bit of celebrity daily affairs, because as you can see, these celebrities are unraveling. But I heard a wise one once say before, not too long ago, that we're the real celebrities, while y'all sitting here following these other people who ain't doing nothing but causing destruction to the community and feeding that to other people. Us as chosen ones, we're the real celebrities, child. They just don't want us to know it. They don't want us to recognize it and actualize it for ourselves. But we're the real chosen one. We're the real celebrities about here. You know what I mean? It's amazing to me how the people that's in power that have all of this money, they act like they don't have the capacity to be able to change the world in the way that in the things that are happening, or at least to be able to wake up the people. But once again, we live in a culture, we live in a society now that demonizes you for speaking the truth, for recognizing bullshit and calling a spade a spade. But that ain't gonna hold up much longer. You got a lot of people just so upset, and it's weird. The divine feminine energy is needed. You understand what I'm saying? But the reverse of that is dangerous. Just as masculine, the divine masculine is needed as well. We need our men. You know what I mean? I'll never be one of those people that's just gonna put down man because yeah, there's a lot of men out here who lack self control, don't know how to keep their private parts in their pants, don't know fidelity if it was to slap them in the face. But you also have a lot of females out here that have been beat up so much by men that they've adopted the same mentality and only use these men for what they can get, and they skedaddle on to the next one. But what I'm realizing with my generation is that we're getting to a place now where some people are actually getting married. There's some people that are actually having sustainable marriages. But there's also a whole slew of us who have just adopted that everybody's just gonna do you wrong. So everybody just gonna be single, but it ain't gonna stop us from fucking though. You know what I'm saying? We gotta be very careful with that. STD rates, HIV rates are going through the roof, and we all know it. It's not a game, y'all. It's not a game. And then we got to think bigger too. I always ask myself, if something were to happen in this country and we don't have access to that medication, guess what? We're gonna have to heal naturally. And that's not gonna be pretty. My foresight told me this a long time ago, which is why I did, I've been trying to get, take my health a whole lot serious. Um, sea moss, elderberry syrup, black seed oil. These are some things that I have personally used, and I've noticed a change in my health. I've noticed a certain strength that I didn't have just by just taking my medications alone. You know what I'm saying? So we also got to be smart. We have to be wise. You know, we don't know what's coming, y'all. We don't know what's coming. But I always say, we don't always get a chance to do, have a do-over at life. We can only do the best that we can. You feel me? And that's just my mentality now. I'm not pressed about the things that I done wrong in my past. The Most High still got me here. The Most High still got a smile on my face, y'all. And through everything that I've been through, y'all, I tell y'all, I could write about 4 or 5 books on my life, on the things I've observed, on the things that I've been through. And this is the reason why I am trying to put myself out there a little bit more. And I created this book, and I'm gonna try to start my podcast. I'm gonna even do some online courses teaching people how to do art and that sort of thing. I got a few projects that I got coming up. I got a few things that the Most High want me to do. Um, for his kingdom, to build his kingdom, to be an inspiration to people out here. That's my main purpose in this life, to spread joy, healing, beauty, and love. You feel me? That's what I'm here for. You know what I'm saying? To be an inspiration to people, to be an example. You know what I'm saying? I've always stuck out like a sore thumb. Um, I've always stuck out like a sore thumb. The eyes that I get from people, it astonishes me sometimes. People just wonder, what is it about you? Where you from? You know, what's going on with you? It's just the gift of being a chosen one, I guess. You know what I mean? But we don't get arrogant about it. We just look at it for what it is. A lot of people out here are thirsty for light. A lot of people out here are thirsty for truth. Um, and a lot of people don't even know where to start to get the knowledge that they need. But you know, you can start with you can start with the Bible. You can start with the story of Christ. Look at what they did to Christ, and all Christ did was shed love and spread love and told the truth. So, you know, us as chosen ones, we have to really, you know, take us out of it and understand that it's bigger than us. We got a job to do. And it ain't about being liked. You know what I'm saying? We gonna ruffle feathers up around here. We gonna ruffle feathers, and all of us have a unique situation and a unique story that we've been through. But at the end of the day, it's very much similar. If you listen to all of the stories on YouTube of the people, of the chosen ones on YouTube that are speaking out and speaking the truth, even all on TikTok. I love TikTok. There's so many people waking up to the truths, to the powers that we actually have. You know, our mind, our spirit, and our connection to the Most High. When I tell y'all, especially during this good old Scorpio season here, um, it's not a game. People are getting exposed left and right. You're not gonna be able to hold the mask up. You're not gonna be able to keep that mask on, especially not over us as chosen ones. We see right through y'all. We see right through y'all. And it's sad, man, because it's like we don't know everything, and I know I don't. But to know that there's people out there that are actually being paid to disrupt and disturb the lives of those who have a divine calling, even powers that be, making things hard for you to, you know, making approvals hard for you. You know what I mean? It's amazing to me, y'all. It's amazing to me. You can live this life. It seems to me that in this world, people who do evil, they seem to be rewarded right now. And I'm telling y'all that good things happen to bad people and bad things happen to good people. But who are we to say that a lot of it is unfair? You know what I'm saying? And a lot of it is unfair though. We got to keep it real. Um, but favor and time and chance happens to everybody, y'all. You know, the sun shines on everybody. God feeds everybody. You know what I'm saying? But I believe that in the end, those who didn't abuse it and those who did right by their power, who didn't abuse their authority, who didn't, you know, use other people to get to the top, stomp on other people, I believe that the Most High gonna reward those people openly in front of their enemies. And the people that's been out here getting it by ill gain, they're gonna be when it's all gone. What are they gonna have? Like that's really what the true tea is. That's what the real kiki is. Like y'all ain't gonna have nothing. If the dollar was to crash, y'all ain't gonna have nothing. Now knowledge is power. You know, to be able to know how to grow your own foods, to be able to understand nature. That's what's gonna be most important for us as chosen ones during this time. The government ain't gonna be taking care of these people much longer. Ain't gonna be taking care of us much longer. Election time rolling back around, and here they go with this October surprises. You know, Kanye West with his mess. You know, our people need to quit looking for leaders in places where it hasn't worked. You understand what I'm saying? We need to start developing our own leadership. Each one of us, all of us, individually. And then perhaps maybe we can come to a collective understanding, you know what I mean? This is a big world, y'all. And me right here in little old South Carolina, I'm looking at my people, and a lot of them don't get it. They think money is the solution. They think getting the bag is the solution. But they lack purpose. They lack clarity. They lack foresight. They lack compassion. They lack all of these different gifts that the Most High has for us out here that are absolutely free. And this is why relationships aren't working. Y'all are codependent on someone. You don't love them. You know what I'm saying? Unconditional love is all in what you give. It's all in what you can give. If you're a taker, if you're the type of person you always looking for what I can get out of the deal, that's not the spirit of God. We got to be very careful, y'all. But I send love and light to everybody. I'm finally at a place now where I've uprooted that bitterness out of my heart for those who saw my fall, laughed at my fall, and was committed to keeping me down and keeping my light from being shined. A lot of and we can't give people too much credit because a lot of times we allow it. We have to fix what's within us that allows this type of stuff to go on. And now that I fixed that within myself, baby, it's me and God. It's me and the Most High. And anybody who try to thwart my path or anybody that try to get in my way, the Most High gonna cast them right on down. Anybody that bringing any of that my way in this season, they're gonna be shut right on down. You know when you got divine favor over your life. You know. You see miracles happen out of nowhere. You see blessings come out of nowhere. But I also noticed that when I was going through that drought and I was going through that season of being down, I noticed that I was asking myself, I said, well, I had a good month last month. I had all type of clientele coming. Money was just flowing in, clients just flowing in. And the moment I went backwards and tried to make friendship with those that I saw that I know in my heart betrayed me. Didn't have all of the answers of what they did now, because like I say, there's a lot of spell work that be involved with a lot of things. Everybody out here don't have good intentions. You understand what I'm saying? There is a such thing as spell work. There is a such thing as people sending negative vibrations and negative energies your way to try to mess up what you got going on. And God gonna deal with those people. And then what's funny to me is like the audacity of these fake spiritualists to be out here talking about therefore the collective, therefore evolution and this, that, and the third, but y'all only doing spells to try to get what you can get. You're not even properly doing any type of manifestation work that's for the collective, that's for the betterment of the whole, or the betterment of your soul. If you want to keep it funky, because if you only doing manifestation work and spell work just to get money, you already lost. You already lost the game. This is not about money, baby. This is not about money. And soon people are going to see it was not about money. Some of your CEOs and top execs are even telling y'all now, we got a bigger problem. We got a bigger problem. My relationship with money has always been, well, I say in my adult years, it's kind of been real shaky, but we get it together. We getting it together. I said because there used to be a time I would save my money and it never got spent unless somebody else spend it. But in this adult life shit, bills don't go no way. So when you talk about you being an entrepreneur and you doing your artwork full time, yeah, you gonna go through some things. But I knew the risk and I took it. You feel me? I knew the risk and I took it. Now blessings are coming through. I sold 40 copies of my book within the first month of me publishing. Now Facebook has opened it up for me to be a content creator and get paid there. So I'm gonna try that out, see how that goes. Just so many different blessings that's been coming my way, and I'm just so grateful, y'all. And I know that it wasn't nobody but God. I feel, and I tell people these last 2 years, I feel like I've been cooped up. I've been cooped up in this studio apartment, Being to myself, studying, learning, creating. I worked on this book here for 6 months. I've been working on this book since April, and I finally got it completed. You know, do your work, y'all. Do your work. Leave a legacy. Leave something behind. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna benefit somebody else. That's gonna help somebody else. Store your treasures up in heaven. Don't be worried about this stuff down here. Don't be trying to keep up with no Joneses. Now, there's nothing wrong with prosperity. There's nothing wrong with having large sums of money. There's nothing wrong with that. I want it. I want it. But I'm not spending. I'm not killing myself. I'm not breaking my back. I'm not doing any. I'm not operating in the spirit of lack. Tell yourself every day, I am whole. My needs and my desires are met. I need and want for nothing. That is what I tell myself every day, and I'm gonna keep telling myself that until, and like I said, and I already know it. It's already stuck. But anytime that doubt creep in, I'm gonna continue to believe, because the Most High said, don't take no thought for what you gonna put on your back. Don't take no thought for what you're gonna eat and all this stuff. Don't you know God provides all of these things, just like He talked about the lilies of the field. The lilies of the field, they don't till and toil the land, but guess what? The Most High still feeds them. So that's what we have to understand as a people. We have to work, of course, but we are not supposed to be so entangled within trying to make money that we lose who we are as human beings. This is the land God gave us all. I asked the question a long time ago, who gave man authority to sell the land? This land ain't for nobody to sell. We got to wake up, y'all. We got to wake up. Even people are saying, a lot of people are coming out saying that about slavery, how slavery, a lot of what we thought slavery was, is somewhat shrouded in mystery and myth. Some people believe that we were already the original people here. Those Indians that they slain and captivated, though they were us. It was our blood. We gotta be very careful. Even two streets that I was raised on have Indian names that I was raised on as a child here in South Carolina. They have Indian names. There's a lot of things, man, and I do feel like this is the age of the great awakening, the grand awakening. The awakening is either going to paralyze a lot of people, or it's going to propel a lot of people forward. If there's ever been a season or a time or a reason to be about your purpose, it's now. It is now. Everybody feels it. Everybody feels it. We cannot continue living like this as a people, y'all. We can't. How is the tide going to turn when everybody's so caught up in their comforts and their desires and what they want? Meanwhile, we rape the earth of everything that it's given us, and we're not putting anything back. We gotta get it together, y'all. I really feel like the Holy Spirit is really pleading with us as a collective. But I also feel that the Holy Spirit is charging a lot of us with power, with authority, with autonomy, because the government knows. The powers that be, they know their time is up. The devil knows his time is up, y'all. Everybody had their chance. Everybody had a choice to make. I don't care what background you come from. I don't care if you was raised in the church or not. I don't care about none of that stuff. God knows your story. God knows your story. And He knows what you know. He knows what opportunities He gave you. He knows what chances He gave you to do better. He knows what people He brought into your life to teach you, to learn from. God knows all of this. So we ain't fooling him. Okay. But I just wanted to update you guys. Thank y'all for listening to me for a little while. I will be keeping you guys updated on my podcast and which platform that I choose. Again, if you like to purchase my children's book, The Boy in the Mirror, you can go on Amazon or Kindle and you can find it. Written and illustrated by me. It's $11. I hope you guys support. Um, if you want more information about what The Boy in the Mirror is about, you will be able to find that on the Amazon purchase page. Um, Thank you guys for listening. This is my update. It's been a while since I came in with you guys. As y'all can see, I'm in much more calm spirits. I'm in much more loving and compassionate spirits right now. I'm very wise. I see what's going on. I'm not going to tarry away from my assignment and what I'm supposed to do. I'm not going to tarry away from speaking the truth either. There's a whole lot more where that came from, which is why I will be getting this podcast going soon. Because I know that the Most High wants me to use this good voice that I have and put myself out there and help, the healing process, because that's all that I'm about is healing. If you're not talking healing in this time, you really ain't talking nothing at all. If you just finger pointing and just ready to cast someone else down and say that somebody else is going to hell and they're not, this and that. It's not enough for that. We can call it, like I say, let's call a spade, but it's also lead with compassion and mercy. And as long as we do that, y'all, we gonna be fine and keep God in everything that we do. And whatever we can't keep God in, work on getting rid of that. work on getting rid of that. Work on getting that in alignment. You feel me? But anywho, that's all, y'all. Love, peace, love, and light.